Well, first I'd like to congratulate Coach Bennett and their whole staff and their team. Very, very deserving of being national champions. And kind of looked at the end of the year that there was kind of three teams that were BC and Minnesota and Union that were right at the top most of the year. And Union beat BC and Minnesota back to back, and they certainly earned their national title. Outstanding team. I thought we came out and had a real good jump. I thought we had great energy. I'm not sure the mental part of our game matched the physical part. We made a few mistakes tonight that we don't normally make. The game probably got away from us in that little 3 or 4 minute stretch in the end of the first period when they scored the 3 goals. And again, I think some of that was just trying too hard and trying to do somebody else's job. But you know, that's going to happen in a game of this magnitude. I couldn't be more proud of our kids for the year they had coming in, and I certainly probably wouldn't have thought we'd be here on the last day of the year. But this was, and I told them in the locker room, this was one of the most enjoyable years I've had coaching. Great group of kids. They worked every day. Their play was consistent from start to finish, and I'm sad to see it end. This is one of those years you could keep coaching for another month or two just to be around a great group of guys.
Okay, thanks, Don. And questions for the players? Yeah, we'll take your questions from the players first. Can't see. Okay, Paul, right here in front.
Paul Wester from U.S. College Hockey Online. This is for either of the players. Can you talk about that 3 minute span, that 2 minute span toward the end of the first period?
Justin?
I think, yeah, Coach kind of explained it well. It just got away from us. You know, we hung out our goalie to dry. You know, he's been our best player all year, and you know, for us to put him through that was kind of disappointing. I think we just made mental mistakes, and you know, I don't think you could look at anyone in our locker room and say they weren't physically trying their hardest, but mentally, I think made a few too many mistakes in that segment.
Travis, anything to add?
No, Justin said most of it. I just think just got away. I mean, we made mistakes that we haven't been making all year, and didn't really pick a great time to do it because there's no excuse for it today, and there's no another game where you can make up for it. So.
All right, further questions for the players? Somebody else had their hand up here. Behind. Somebody, you guys have anything else for the players? Can't tell in my bag. Okay, Adam, right here.
Adam Kilman from NHL.com. When Hudson got that power play goal late, did you guys think we're still in it, we've still got a shot, there's still time left to play, and was the push just too much from them, or did you guys just not have anything left in the tank at that point?
Travis?
Yeah, I definitely thought, you know, if I got to a 6-on-5 situation, I was confident we could be able to put one in the last minute. And, you know, once again, I think we made a mistake there, a turnover at their blue line, and they came down and got me a nice one-on-one play and ended up scoring. So it's, you know, once again, made a lot of mental mistakes tonight.
Okay, anything else? All right, guys, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Congratulations on a terrific season. And we'll finish with your questions for Coach Lucia, right here in front.
Thanks, Don. Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. You mentioned the mental, maybe not mentally being there. Was there a fatigue mentally problem?
No, you know, when I say, I mean, just you're trying to cover, you're trying to do too much. I mean, when we looked at some of those goals after the first period, just, you know, you're leaving your guy to go help out, like maybe a guy that doesn't need help. And, you know, Union's a good team. I mean, they're everything that they were advertised. We knew it going in. They were an outstanding team. When I watched them in the regionals last weekend, I was very impressed with them. So, you know what, some of it's them forcing you into those mistakes. So, like I said, I thought we had great energy tonight. I thought we worked. Some of the, you know, we took a lot more penalties than we normally take. It was just the way the game was called tonight. And even the mental, I mean, the too many men on the ice late in the, you know, halfway through the third, it just, you know, our guys tried. I mean, I'm no effort with their effort and how hard they want. Sometimes you want to win too hard, too bad, and then you start to chase rather than just play your position. But it was a great, I thought Philly did a tremendous job as a venue. I thought we had a great atmosphere in the building tonight. Obviously close to Union, it was a pro-Union crowd, but it's not like you're not used to that on the road in college hockey. But I just thought it was a great environment for a national championship, and our guys kept battling. I mean, we had the lead, and then all of a sudden it's 4-2. Then we closed to make it 4-3 after 2. I thought, you know what, now it's a one-shot game, but you know, we made a mistake. Their guy did a nice job driving the net, and you know, our D didn't move over, and they tipped one by Adam, and now you're chasing again. But then we had the power play. To our guys' credit, they kept fighting and battling to the end, and you hope at that point you get a face-off in the offensive zone and call your timeout and try to make a play in a 6-on-5. But they did the job, and they closed it out, and like I said, very deserving of national champions.
In the back. No, in the back, guys. All the way in the back, thanks. No, you're good, sorry.
Sean Martin with the Albany Times Union. Coach, yesterday you were talking about Union's defensemen. Hoping you could comment on their play, especially Gostisbehere, both on the offensive side and especially on defense late in the game to set up the play he made in his own zone to set up the 6th goal.
Well, I mean, he's a special player. I helped out with the World Juniors 2 years ago out in Lake Placid, and I had heard he was a pretty good player, but I hadn't seen him. And boy, when we were out there, like, this guy's a serious talent, and he's a special player, and he kind of controlled the game back there. I mean, from my vantage point, I thought he was the best player on the ice tonight, and had a nice play in the goal. With the long TV timeouts, he can play major minutes in a game like this and impact the game even more. They've got a lot of good players. That's why they're sitting with the national championship.
Adam.
Adam Kimmelman from NHL.com. Don, I was going to ask you about Gostisbehere, but his offensive talents are pretty obvious. But can you talk about the way he is able to play in his own zone at not a big player, but still able to do what he can do?
Well, I mean, he can defend with his feet. He's such a great skater that this day and age, you can still defend with your feet and your stick. So I mean, that's the strength of his game, and he's not going to go, be a big bruiser, but that you don't expect that from him. But his ability to get to a puck, get it up the rink, initiates a lot of their offense. And you know what? You look at their numbers. I was looking at that the last 6 weeks. I mean, they've been scoring 4 or 5 a night, just about every game they play. I thought if you'd have told me going in that we would have scored 4, I would have thought we would have won the game. But just not the way the game turned out tonight.
Okay, right here.
Don, Matt Sanders, USCHO. I know we're talking about Gostisbehere a lot, but is there anything from his game that you saw tonight that surprised you at all?
No. I mean, he's just effortless the way he plays. I mean, he's a special player, and it's not often you see 2 All-American, first-team All-American defensemen on one team. And I mean, they're a good team. They're 4 All-Americans, and they're deep throughout their lineup, and they know their roles well, and obviously very well coached. And like I told Rick, enjoy it. The first one's always the best.
Okay, right here in front.
Megan Ryan from the Minnesota Daily. Coach, you mentioned that you thought your freshman players were playing a little tentative in that first game. What did you think about their contributions tonight, and what does that say about the future careers?
Well, I mean, the freshmen scored 3 of the goals tonight, and I'm just proud of our whole team. Like I said, this was a great year for us. Disappointing, it always is when you lose your final game of the year, but to have the opportunity to play at this stage and get the experience, and we owe a lot. It's not just the freshmen though. I mean, our seniors led the way. They've had tremendous years. I mean, Adam gave us a great year. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him during the course of the season. It wasn't an easy game for him, but I'm really proud of our group of kids. And like I mentioned earlier, how much fun it was to coach this team. And for the freshmen, that's part of the process that you learn from, and hopefully they can take this as we begin next year and take another step forward. But a lot of them have had great years for us, and we wouldn't be in a position we're in without them.
Okay, in the back.
Coach Jonathan Tannenwald from Philly.com. You talked about some of the mental side, especially during the first period. Is there anything in that intermission that you would do or say to try to settle them down, or you just have to sort of let the rhythm of the game go as it is?
Well, I think we did. I mean, that's what we talked about, is that, the mental part of the game. I told them after the first, guys, you're trying your rear off, but you're trying a little bit too hard. And all of a sudden you start to chase instead of just doing your job. And, So whether that's nerves or not, you know, who knows? But you just can't chase, and that's what we did. And you get yourself into trouble, and then obviously that happened to us. But, you know, I thought after the second we were in decent shape. You know, we came back, it's 4-3. I think Condon had a great opportunity, didn't lift the puck, and goaltender made a big pad save. Could have tied it 4-4 later in the period. But so I thought we were in pretty good shape, and, you know, then we made a mistake and gave them their 5th goal. And, you know, that doesn't happen. Maybe it's 4-4 with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Coach, thanks very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.